All right, Steelers Nation, buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the most franchise-altering trades in Pittsburgh Steelers history. And no, I'm not exaggerating. This move changed the trajectory of the team for a decade, delivered a Hall of Fame career, and ultimately helped bring a Lombardi trophy back to Pittsburgh. I'm talking, of course, about the legendary 1996 trade for Jerome Bettis, the Bus. Fox Sports just ranked the biggest trades in NFL history, and right there at number 10 was our Steelers making the deal with the then St. Louis Rams to bring Bettis to the Steel City. And when you look back at it almost 30 years later, it's crystal clear. This was one of the greatest bargains and best moves in not just Steelers history, but NFL history as a whole. The context of the trade. Let's set the stage. Back in 1996, Jerome Bettis was in a weird spot with the Rams. He had started his career strong, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year in 1993 and rushing for over 1,400 yards his rookie season. But by 1995, under head coach Rich Brooks, the Rams shifted their offensive philosophy, trying to turn Bettis into a fullback instead of letting him be the downhill runner he was born to be. His production dipped, tensions rose, and the Rams decided it was time to move on. Enter the Steelers. Bill Cowher and the front office saw what the Rams didn't. Bettis wasn't finished. He just needed a system that fit his bruising, physical style. So the Steelers made the move. They gave up a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick, and in return, they got Bettis plus a third-rounder. At the time, it felt like a gamble. Bettis had just had a down season, and the Steelers already had some talent in the backfield. But little did anyone know, this would become one of the smartest trades in NFL history. What Bettis brought to Pittsburgh. The second Bettis landed in Pittsburgh, he wasn't just a player, he was an identity. He embodied Steelers football. Tough, physical, relentless, and unafraid to run straight through defenders. He became the heartbeat of the offense throughout the late 1990s and early 2000s. In 10 seasons with the Steelers, Bettis racked up 13,662 career rushing yards, 8th all-time in NFL history, 91 rushing touchdowns, 6 Pro Bowls, 4 of them in Pittsburgh, multiple All-Pro selections, and of course, the storybook ending, a Super Bowl XL victory in 2006 in his hometown of Detroit, where he retired on top of the football world. Think about that for a second, Steelers Nation. Without that trade, there is no bus carrying defenders on his back into Three Rivers and Heinz Field. There's no emotional Super Bowl send-off in 2006. There might not even be that same gritty, smash-mouth Steelers identity we all take pride in today. That trade wasn't just about getting a running back. It was about defining an era of football in Pittsburgh. What did the Rams get in return? This is where it gets even wilder. The Rams used the second-round pick to draft Ernie Conwell, a tight end who was decent. He was in the league for a while, played 7 seasons with the Rams, but never sniffed stardom. The other pick was traded to the Miami Dolphins, which eventually turned into offensive lineman Ryan Tucker. Tucker played 59 games, started 31, but again, not exactly Hall of Fame material. So essentially, the Rams gave away one of the greatest running backs in NFL history, a future Hall of Famer, for a couple of average role players. Meanwhile, the Steelers built a foundation of toughness and domination that would help carry them through the Cowher years and into the Mike Tomlin era. That's what we call a franchise-altering trade. The legacy of the Bus. What makes this story even more powerful is how Bettis embraced Pittsburgh. He wasn't just a star, he was a Steeler through and through. He connected with the fans, he carried the team in tough games, and he became the ultimate symbol of Pittsburgh football. That image of Bettis rumbling down the field, defenders bouncing off of him, will forever be etched in Steelers history. And of course, nobody forgets that emotional moment after Super Bowl XL when he announced his retirement, saying, "The bus's last stop is here in Detroit." That's one of the most iconic moments in NFL history, period. In 2015, Bettis was rightfully inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, cementing his place among the all-time greats. And Steelers fans know none of that happens without that trade in 1996. Comparing to other NFL trades, Fox Sports ranked it 10th all-time, and honestly, I think that's too low. When you look at the impact Bettis had, both statistically and culturally, it's hard to argue against this being one of the top 5 trades ever. Sure, you've got other legendary trades, Herschel Walker to the Vikings, which built the Cowboys dynasty, Brett Favre going to Green Bay, Randy Moss to New England, but Bettis to the Steelers belongs right up there, because it wasn't just about numbers, it was about identity, leadership, and legacy. And unlike some of those trades where the team gave up the farm, Pittsburgh barely gave up anything of real long-term value. They fleeced the Rams, plain and simple. Why it still matters today. Now, Steelers Nation, you might be asking, why does this matter in 2025? Why are we still talking about a trade that happened almost 30 years ago? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this is a perfect reminder of how one bold move can change everything. Look at what Omar Khan has been doing lately, bringing in DK Metcalf, signing Patrick Queen, adding Jalen Ramsey, making aggressive moves in free agency and trades to put this team back into Super Bowl contention. Doesn't it remind you a little bit of 1996? A front office willing to swing big, to take chances, and to trust their vision? If Khan's moves pan out like the Bettis trade did, we could be looking back in 10 or 20 years talking about this era of Steelers football the same way we talk about Bettis now. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, Steelers Nation, this story is a celebration of what it means to be a Steeler. It's about grit, heart, and the willingness to take risks to build something special. The trade for Jerome Bettis was risky at the time, but it turned into one of the best decisions this franchise ever made. So I want to hear from you. Where does the Jerome Bettis trade rank in your list of greatest Steelers moments? Do you think Omar Khan can pull off a move in today's NFL that has that same kind of long-lasting impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button if you bleed black and gold, and make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire for more daily news, rumors, and deep dives into Steelers history and the road ahead. Because one thing's for sure, history shows us that sometimes it only takes one bold move to change the future forever.